Today I'm going to educate you on how to get drunk without drinking any alcohol. Why buy alcohol when you can just create it yourself within your body? Because that's what happens when you have Auto-Brewery Syndrome. There are a lot of weird medical conditions out there, but I'm going to start out with the one that results in the bigger yield. Auto-Brewery Syndrome basically causes your own body to produce intoxicating quantities of ethanol, which is alcohol, because a bunch of different organisms like yeast and bacteria sought their way into your body or something and started to convert the carbohydrates you eat into ethanol, which then gets absorbed into your small intestine, causing an increase in blood alcohol concentrations, which leads to you becoming intoxicated without consuming any alcohol. So basically, a life hack that lets you cut out the middleman. The phenomenon is believed to be caused by prolonged antibiotic use, poor nutrition, or diets high in carbohydrates. There's also a variant where the fermentation occurs in the urinary bladder rather than the gut, which I guess would result in alcoholic pee. Just don't tell Bear Grylls. It's going to make an awesome episode. So as always with alcohol, it causes slurred speech, stumbling, loss of motor functions, dizziness, and belching. You probably don't want to drive a car either, since if you were to be stopped by the police, he's going to pull you over for drunk driving, and then pull you out of that car and put a chokehold on you, and then throw you into the river. Apparently there have been successful claims of endogenous fermentation as a defense against drunk driving charges, so I guess you can just do whatever you want. It can be treated by reducing carbohydrate intake and by medications such as different antifungal medications. Anyway, if your sweat smells like rotten fish, your breath smells like rotten fish, and your urine smells like rotten fish, then congratulations, you have fish odor syndrome. Sometimes the affected person doesn't even notice that he smells, while it will be very clear to other people. Some people have a strong odor all the time, but most have a moderate smell that varies in intensity over time, just like the dead frog that's under my bathtub. But here's another life hack. If you have this syndrome, you can just carry around a fish everywhere you go and blame it on that. Why do you always walk around with that fish? It smells horrible. That's disgusting. Is my fish, but it's decomposed. You got to throw it away. Is my fish. Another weird condition is water allergy. Yes, apparently it's possible to be so genetically cursed that you end up being allergic to the same thing that like 60% of your body is composed of. It leads to you developing rashes if your skin comes in contact with water. Sometimes they itch, and sometimes they itch without developing hives. It's like an actual version of the kind of person who's like, oh, I'm allergic to water, but he's actually just trying to pass off the fact that he's overweight and has diabetes with an annoying joke. Okay, fine, just drink your soda or beer or whatever, I don't care. Next unusual condition is Stoneman Syndrome, which slowly turns your tendons, muscles, and ligaments into bone. It starts by converting your neck, and then it will gradually make its way down your body, eventually reaching your legs. Eventually, you will become the Stone Man. This is the disease that affected Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the Thing from Fantastic Four, and the Easter Island statues, but not Marvel Sandman, because he's made out of sand. Unfortunately, you can't isolate this one to one area. Moving on, there's Alien Hand Syndrome. It might sound like it's when Yoda's hand randomly comes flying and attaches onto your body, but that's actually not the case. It's defined as unwilled, uncontrollable, but seemingly purposeful movements of an upper limb. So it basically makes your limbs have minds of their own. So one of your arms might do things like flip a light switch, unbutton your shirt, bat away your other hand, grab a knife from the other hand and stab you in the eye multiple times, and then hang itself out of remorse. Patients have actually said they've woken up from their sleep to find their hand choking them. Some people apparently end up talking to their hands as well, since they seem to live lives of their own. Unfortunately, you can't isolate this one to one area either. Lastly, we have electromagnetic, pathetic, analphabetic hypersensitivity. Euro-neuro. This one is so rare that it doesn't even exist. People just think it does. Some people claim to experience symptoms such as headaches, pain, stress, fatigue, and then attribute this to electromagnetic fields. But when tests have been conducted, no correlation between electromagnetic exposure and symptoms were established, leading many to regard this diagnosis as psychosomatic. Undemocratic, idiomatic. Euro-neuro. Euro-neuro. Anyway, that's all I had to say about that. I'm Psilosopher, and tomorrow we'll talk about portal goblins.